Welcome back to Nasty Girl Podcast, motherfuckers. And hello, we are back for another episode. Hey guys, I'm your host Hazel, and this is Nasty Girl Podcast back for episode 11. 11 weeks, 11 episodes. It feels like only yesterday I really was like talking about throwing up on a dude, like throwing up on a nigga's dick. It feels like yesterday, like honestly. And it really feel like that because a lot of y'all new people who are listening to my podcast are all with these DMs like, oh, did you really throw up on him? Did the relationship really have to end because you didn't want to throw up on him? Honey, yes, it had to end because that's what he wanted, and I couldn't give him what he wanted. And in a relationship, you have to give somebody, what they want to make them happy. And sometimes if you can't compromise something, you can't compromise it. But how are y'all doing? Cause I'm doing really good, honey. My week has been a little stressful, but I work at a corporate job. It's been really stressful. It's been really stressful. My job is really stressing me out. But other than that, guys, let me tell y'all. Y'all know those Facebook memories that y'all get on, like, after so long of a period of time, like 10, 9, 12 years, they'd be like, oh, on this day, this happened 10 years ago, right? I got a Facebook memory yesterday, right? And I couldn't stop laughing. The whole day, I just laughed the whole day at this Facebook memory from 10 years ago. And I'm going to tell y'all a little bit about it because I had reshared it on my Facebook. And I just thought to myself, it was so funny. So back in the day, I was 14 and I lost my virginity at 14. I'm gonna be honest. I lost my virginity at 14. And I really believe that I was in love with the guy that I lost my virginity to. Like most young girls, I'm gonna be honest. Most young girls really believe that they love the guy that they lost virginity to. It's not real love, it's just fake. But I really felt like I was in love with this man. And we dated for about a good 2 years. Whole time, this girl, and I'm not gonna say her name. We're gonna call her Lay. We're gonna call her Lay. That's what we're gonna say. We're gonna call her Lay. Kept like coming up in our relationship. She was his ex, and they were the same age. They were in the same grade because he was actually older than me. He was a year older than me. And she just kept coming up in our relationship. And at one point, she was messaging me, telling me how he loved her, all this other stuff, and how they were going to get back together. Okay. I had made a post. And again, this is where the funny part comes in. I'm 14 years old at the time. I had made a post where I had at her full name on Facebook, added her and said this, that, and the other about her that said, if you really, we want to go about it, we can go about it. And he doesn't love you. He doesn't want you, nothing. And I thought to myself, yo, at the age of 14, I was really that bitch to add a motherfucker. I ain't never been scared of nobody. Like, if I had something to say, I'm going to put a name to it. I'm going to direct it straightly to you. I thought that shit was so hilarious. And let me tell y'all, what makes it even more funny is now, 10 years later, they are together. They have a child together. And I was just like, what? I had been found out that they had got together like over a couple years back. They've been together for a couple of years now. But me and her actually fought twice over this dude. Again, stupid. I'm 14. I'm really believing this man loved me, and it's not real. It's not real at all. But I fought her twice over this dude, and I beat her ass twice. And he recorded it both times, talk about beat her ass, babe, beat her ass, babe. I could never have a baby with a dude that literally watched me get my ass beat because I was the side chick and then become the main chick. Like, I guess side chicks really do win at the end, huh? I mean, I guess if you wait long enough, you become the main bitch and you actually win, whatever. But I just thought that was funny, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. Because I could never be with a dude that I got my ass beat twice over. Twice. Not once, but twice over. And then be like, okay, I'm gonna forget all that. We was in high school. Nah, I don't give a fuck if we was in high school. It's the fact that, motherfucker, you was playing with me. And yes, he was playing both of us. I ain't gonna lie, he was playing both of us. But I wouldn't have a baby with him. And it's whatever. I just found that really funny that I've always been that bitch. I just really wanted to tell y'all, like, I've been that bitch. If I have something to say to somebody, I'm gonna say it to them. I ain't never been scared, and I've always been able to fight. So that's just hilarious within itself. So, like, damn, at 14, I was really that bitch. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into this week's fetish of the week, y'all. And by the title of this episode, you already know what we're talking about. So I'm gonna get right into it. Now, this fetish of the week is agoraphilia. This fetish is dedicated to sex and This fetish is dedicated to sex in public places. And now you may be thinking that I've talked about this before, but no, this is a different fetish. Now, being publicly watched is a fetish, but having sex in a public place, like a restaurant, a hospital, a movie theater, is also a fetish. Being watched is a different fetish. Being watched in public is a different fetish, but having sex in a public place is a fetish within itself as well, too. So I thought that we were going to talk about, honey, how your girl likes to have sex in public places. Because honestly, it's one of my favorite things to do. So by the title, like I said, y'all can see that we're talking about sex in a hospital. Now, I'm going to talk about the times that I had sex in multiple places in a hospital. Like private rooms, bathrooms, honey, whatever you call those file places where, you walk into the room and there's a whole bunch of file cabinets in there. That place too. So a couple years back, I want to say I was about 15, 16. And honey, I was out here fucking. Like no fucking tomorrow, honey. Finger banged everywhere. Finger banging everywhere. Like, it was fucking crazy. So when I had met this dude and I really liked him, and he was like, I want to say another year older than me. I had broke up with the guy that I had lost my virginity to because, that whole situation. That's why I brought it up. Him and that girl, honey, it was just too much drama for me. So I ended up breaking up with him, and I met this dude. He was in the same grade as my ex-boyfriend, and I really liked him, but neither of us could go to each other's house to do it. So one day, we're walking. I don't know why we were in the hospital, honey. I can't remember. I literally thought about this all week. I still cannot remember why we were in that hospital. But we were in the hospital. It was right around the corner from both of us where we stayed. And we were in the hospital. And we were walking through the hospital. And it was actually my idea to go into the bathroom. And I was like, let's go into the bathroom and make out. Honey, when I mean the thrill of having sex in that bathroom, and we weren't on the floor, y'all. We were literally standing up, looking at each other, and I was looking in the mirror, watching him in this coochie. But the thrill of having sex in a public place and the thrill of almost getting caught, or almost could get caught, was so exciting. Like, I got super wet, I got super turned on. And yes, of course, I was 15, but yes, honey, let me let you know, that shit right there was crazy. Now, let's fast forward. That's the first time I've ever had sex in a hospital. Fast forward, I'm about 19 now. I so happened to be dating this guy, and we got fucked up one night, and he ended up getting hurt. He got drunk, and he ended up falling down some stairs, and we got to take him to the hospital. So we're in the hospital and he's fine. They're like, he just has a mild concussion. Just a tiny little bit mild concussion. And I'm sitting there in the hospital room with him, and I'm looking at him, and I'm like, damn, like, what would be so fucking nice right now is just to have sex. And I was thinking about that first time that I had sex in a bathroom in the hospital. And I was like, that shit was so hot, and I haven't done it since then. So I'm sitting there looking at him, y'all, and he's like, nah, I don't want to do it. He was like, nah, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I'm like, nah, ain't nobody going to know. We're just going to go ahead and close the door. Because they had already moved him into a room. He was going to have to stay there overnight. They had already moved him out the emergency room. And he was in his own room. He was going to stay overnight anyway. So I was like, nah, the nurses, they're like down the hall. I was like, they ain't going to know nothing. Honey, we just going to close this door, turn off the lights, pretend like you sleep. And we about to get in this damn hospital. Bad, honey. When I hopped on that nigga's dick so fast. Like, I probably could have killed him, y'all. I promise. We were in that motherfucker fucking. And then, like, honey, he is working it. Like, he is bouncing me up and down on that dick. And I'm sitting there. I'm trying not to moan loud. But, baby, I can hear the nurses getting closer and closer to the room. Like, I'm like, oh, my God. And I just got more excited. I just got more turned on. And I was like, oh, I'm really liking this. I'm really liking this. So it's to the point now where the nurses are outside of the room. They know what's going on at this fucking point in time, y'all. They know what's going on. There's no way that they don't know, but they don't want to open the door. And it's the night crew. I'm like, night crew ain't really gonna give a fuck. Like, they don't want to be there anyway. It's fucking nighttime. They don't want to fucking be there. Like, fuck it. So they're just outside the room listening. Like, that's it. And I'm just like, we're going and going. And all you hear, like, you hear the little heartbeats, you know, and they hear, like, you know, that little, I don't know what it's called, that machine that beeps when you're hooked up and it records your heartbeat, right? Honey, I'm looking at that machine. That machine is going up. His heart rate is going up because he's about to nut. So his heart rate is going up. Baby, why the fuck did I accidentally rip off the little thing that was attached to him that was monitoring his heartbeat, and that thing go dead, and it just makes the noise, and it was right when he was nutting in me. When I mean everybody and they motherfucking mama runs up in that room quick as fuck. I'm on top of him. Dick still inside me. The nigga nutted. And that thing is just dead. And they're all just looking at us while we're fucking. And when I mean, how do I explain this? Like, how do I explain this? How do I explain that I'm such a horny ass little slut that I didn't sat here and fucked in the hospital because I couldn't control my horniness at all. I couldn't control it, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. I could not control it. And I got 3 nurses and a doctor looking at me on top of a nigga's dick. And I'm scared to get off because he just nutted in me. And I'm like, you know, I'm on top. So that shit gonna rush down. As soon as I get up, whoop, it's gonna be coming out. So I'm scared to get up on top of that. And we're like looking at each other for a good 2 minutes. Like, everybody's quiet for a good 2 minutes. Everybody's just looking. So I'm like, and he was just like, you mind giving us, a minute to get together? Honey, the doctor said so fast, I'll be right back with your discharge papers. Like, they were like, get the fuck out right now. Like, y'all need to get the fuck. And honestly, like, I was really enjoying it. But, like, if the thing didn't go flatlined, the nurses would have been happy with just listening outside the door. I feel like nobody would have discharged us if the doctor didn't come in and the shit didn't go flatlined. But how was I supposed to know? I mean, he had so many things, like, attached to him. I mean, I didn't pull his IV out. Like, I mean, he had so many things attached to him. So I didn't know what was what. And I tried not to pull anything out. It just happened, having sex, you get into the mood, you get into the feel of things, and I accidentally pulled off the wrong thing. It was, oh well. So that was just one of the times. that I've had sex in a public place. Now, hospital sex, honey, out of all the things that I didn't have sex in movie theaters, honey. I'm good for giving a nigga head in the movie theater. I'm not gonna lie. I'm good for that. Don't you dare. If we go into the movies, don't just know I'm not inviting nobody else to go to the movies with me. I go to movies a lot. And sometimes now I can't really do it because now the movies be so like jam packed. It don't really be like there's nobody in that motherfucker. It's everybody and they fucking bitch ass mammy in that motherfucker. But back in the day, when there was hardly anybody in the movie theaters and you could go during the daytime and there'd be nobody in that motherfucker, there's no, I'm not inviting you to come with me to the movies. I'm going with my dude so I could suck him off in the goddamn movie theater. Like, it's just the thrill of the fact that I'm in a public place. Like, anybody can walk in at any time. There's nothing stopping nobody from walking in and seeing us. And that's the thrill. So I guess that's what makes it like the fetish, because when you have sex outside, I don't know if if you ever had sex outside, you would know the thrill of someone seeing you, the thrill of getting caught, not getting caught, but like the thrill of someone seeing you in the act is what really turns people on. Like, oh, that scariness, like, oh, damn, somebody could walk by, like having sex in a car or having sex, anywhere. Like, so I know people who have sex in movie theaters. I don't personally go that far because if somebody does walk in, I can just lift my head up real quick and, go back to watching the movie. If you're having full-blown sex, honey, you're full-blown naked or not naked, or you're riding a nigga's, dick or whatever, that's pretty hard to play off. I can, sit back up real quick and pretend like I wasn't doing anything. But it's just the thrill of that. And I think that right there is what that fetish is really all about. Like, I like a lot of things. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a nasty motherfucker, y'all. I really am. I'm a nasty motherfucker and I do a lot of nasty things. But hospital sex is the best sex. Because me and my dude at the time went back to that same hospital and had sex again in their filing room. So we walked through the whole hospital, found an empty room that was open, and it actually had a lock on it, so we could just lock the door, and we had sex in their filing room. And honey, you could see people walking by. You could see all the nurses, the doctors, they're all going about their day, and they have no idea what's going on in this room because the lights are off, but you could still see, through the door. And you could see people walking by and doing, their natural things. And it's just that right there, like us fucking in a filing room on the desk, getting it all in, nigga hitting it from the back, all types of good, me squirting everywhere. And I like that shit. I like to do different things. I like to explore different things. And I think sometimes, and I want to say this, I think sometimes in relationships or even just knowing somebody, I feel like women and men are scared to explore different things because they're afraid of what their partner may think about them. And you would never know what somebody's into until you actually have that conversation. I could talk to someone and ask them multiple times, like, hey, what do you like? Or what do you want to do? But they honestly are just going to say, oh, I just want to make sure you're happy. I just want to make sure you please you. You have to have more in detailed conversations. And that's a lot of questions that I get on my TikTok. Because I talk about sex all through my TikTok. I talked about stuff like this even on my Instagram. And that's a lot of questions that I get is, how do you even start this conversation? It's an in-depth conversation. You have to ask the in-depth question, like, hey, would you be uncomfortable with having sex in a public place? Would you want to, hey, maybe get head in a movie theater? Hell, I done got finger banged in many a movies. That's the easiest thing to do. Give head and get finger banged, honey. That's the easiest thing to do. But honey, nowadays I really don't like to get fingered like that. But those are the easiest things to do. Because it's dark, nobody can see what you're doing, and honey, motherfuckers be cuddled up making out anyway in the movie theater. Nobody paying attention to what the fuck you doing unless you full blown fucking. So you have to ask in detailed in detailed questions. So I'll be like, when I ask my dude, hey, would you be comfortable going to a sex club? Would you be comfortable doing this? Would you be comfortable with us having sex outside? Would you be comfortable with us having car sex in a parking lot where people can walk by and see that we're in the car fucking? You have to ask these in detailed conversations. You don't know, people don't know how to answer basic questions like, what do you like? I don't know how to answer that question. I'm like, I don't know. I like this, that, and the other, I guess. Like, you have to ask me, oh, do you like to get choked? Hell fucking yeah. Love that shit. Fucking choke me. Make me motherfucking almost die. Suffocate my whole ass. Thank you. Like, you have to ask in detailed conversations. So, but with sex in a public place, I do want to say this. It is really risky when you're having sex in public places because you can easily, like, having sex on a beach. There's plenty of people grown people who have sex on beaches and then has gotten arrested for public indecency. And same thing for having sex in a public place. You have sex in a movie theater, a hospital bedroom, anywhere. Go to a restaurant, you have sex in the bathroom in a restaurant. Like, you can get arrested for that. For public indecency. So I definitely say be careful with that. But definitely it is something I think that a lot of people should try. Especially with your partner. Because this is one of the fetishes that I feel like is more comfortable. And I feel like these are some things that people are more willing to try. So I did like this fetish. I wanted to choose it because I feel like y'all are more willing to try this one. And then to start off and then try the other ones. Because the other ones are pretty hardcore. So I think this one is a nicer fetish. And I think that it's easier. You don't have to have sex in a hospital bedroom like I did. Even though, honey, it is fucking great. Because there's so many people. There's patients, honey. Hospitals are so fast paced. And I like the show Scrubs. And even though Scrubs is not how really hospitals are, but in my mind, honey, it doesn't fucking matter. I want to be fucking all through the hospital. Like, that's what I want. I want to have a hospital romance and, fuck all through the hospital. And then when I go to the hospital and we have sex in the hospital, that's what I feel like we're doing. We're having a hospital romance. We're hiding from the other doctors and we're in there fucking on our lunch break. It's just all about the fantasy that you create. So I did want to also talk about this hot topic, y'all. The hot topic of the week is really crazy. And I'm going to go ahead and say this is my nasty girl alert, y'all. My nasty girl alert.
Honey.
Yes, honey. So this specific thing, and this is a sexual act. Okay, I looked it up and I did a lot of research to make sure this was actually really true. So it's called pootie. Now, I hope I'm saying that right. I'm going to spell it out. It's Pudhi. I hope I'm saying that right. But it is when you take it out of her vagina and ejaculate in her belly button.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Yes, you come in her belly button. And I looked it up. It is also this is the Urban Dictionary definition. However, I looked it up on Google as well too, and there's a lot of things on it as well too. There's a whole Reddit page on it. Honey, I said to myself, when I heard this, I said, I want to do this. I want a nigga to nut in my belly button. Yes, bitches, you heard me fucking correctly. Nut in my belly button. I have an innie. It's not that deep. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't have a deep belly button. But I spent about a good hour thinking to myself how much nut I could fit in it. And I feel like it's a pretty good amount too. So I want to go ahead and try it. Even though I haven't yet. I'm still trying to work on my dude, doing it for me. I'm really trying to, convince him to do it. But I doubt it's going to happen. But, honey, what if you have an Audi? What if you have a fucking Audi? What do you do? You can't do this. And then I could not find a porno on this. I tried every single thing. I tried even typing in nutting and belly button. I could not find a porno on it. I think I was looking in the wrong places. I feel like this kind of porn I would have to pay for. Just like when niggas fuck bitches' ears. I feel like I would have to pay for that kind of porn. And I don't want to pay for porn. I don't pay for it. I like my free porn. I'm perfectly fine with that. I don't want to pay for porn. And I just want to know, Are you fucking and then you take it out immediately and then put it in my belly button? Do you hold it over my belly button and then just hope that it just drops down? Cause some niggas nut just shoot out, like it just, y'all be trying to make meters, like like I'm not understanding. So do you just put it in the belly button and then just ejaculate in the belly button? Like I'm trying to figure out how we gonna do it. And I couldn't watch a video to figure it out. And I really was upset about that because I want to know, cause I want somebody to nut in my belly button. I want my man to nut in my belly button. You know, please, baby, if you're listening to this, nut in my belly button, please. I'm sorry, y'all. But I think that would be amazing. I think that's something different. It's something different. It's something exciting. And I'm not going to lie. I love facials. And I do, you know what I mean when I say facials. I love them. I like to look up while a nigga is nutting on my fucking face. I want to look up. I have pretty hazel eyes, y'all. My name is fucking Hazel. I have pretty hazel eyes. I want to be looking up at you while you're nutting on my face. I want that. So I'm just imagining if you're nutting on my belly button, how I'm going to feel then. I could just imagine it. Like, if a nigga hit it in from the back and he pull out and he nut on my ass, I like that shit too. I ain't gonna lie. I like that shit too. I think any bitch do. And if a nigga is out here fucking and he ain't about to nut on your ass, y'all, fuck him. Okay? Cause what the fuck is wrong with him? If he want to pull out, baby, you gotta pull out and nut on my ass. Don't pull out and just nut somewhere else on the fucking floor. What's wrong with you? Why would you waste that good nut when you could just put it on me? You feel me? Like, why would you do that? So, I'm just not understanding. I'm not understanding. But this right here, y'all, tell me if I'm tripping. Because I got an innie. I don't think that you can fit your dick in. I don't know no nigga. I don't know nobody, no man that can fit their dick in my belly button. But if you could put it over it and then, just come and it, gets a little everywhere, but if it still gets in my belly button, I think I will be happy. I really do. Again, if y'all want to look it up for yourselves, there's a whole Reddit page on it. It is spelled Pudhi. Please look it up, y'all. So I do want to go ahead and say that this concludes my episode of Nasty Girl Podcast, y'all. We're on episode 11. I want to thank all of you guys for all the love and support that I've been getting. Everybody's sitting here sending me all different things. Everybody's talking about the podcast, and I'm really loving it, y'all. Like, I love doing this. I love educating y'all on different things. I love telling y'all about different fetishes. And I want y'all to know, like, if y'all want to try different things with y'all partners or y'all sneaky links, because, everybody has them. Y'all all got sneaky links. Don't play with me. Don't act like we don't. Y'all little stinker butts. Y'all want to play. You want to try different things with y'all little stinker butts. So go ahead and do that. I think that y'all should explore y'all sexuality way more. It's way more than just missionary, being on top, and sucking some good dick. There's way more out there to do. There's way more than just choking. There's way more than just spanking. There's way more than just the basic shit that everybody does. There's way more to it. And I think that people would enjoy sex way more, way more, if they explored different things. And people could talk hella shit about people who do BDSM. But those are the motherfuckers that are enjoying their lives. They are sitting there enjoying they are enjoying the best fucking life that they can fucking have. Let me tell you why. Because, honey, they don't give a fuck. They are exploring every piece of their sexuality and not giving a shit about what anybody has to say about anything. And yes, when I get me a house, y'all, I'm getting me a sex dungeon. I have already said it. If I have a fucking goddamn door that is closed in my fucking house and I invite you over, don't you dare open my motherfucking door unless you're trying to get fucked. Because you're going to get put in that damn room and get fucked. Playing no games, y'all. Alright? So I hope that y'all go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please, guys, make sure y'all follow me on Instagram. Follow me on TikTok. Make sure y'all click the link in my bio on my Instagram. Also, all of my links will be in the description below on wherever y'all listen to. Please make sure y'all rate me on Apple Podcasts as well. Thank you guys so much for listening. I hope y'all have a great rest of y'all day. And make sure y'all suck some good dick, or niggas, make sure y'all start eating that ass better, okay? Bye!